No, never, never. It's incredibly beautiful, as you can see.
I know. How do you, you're calling your friends at home? How do you describe when you first landed here? How do you describe it?
I mean, I don't know. How do you describe it? Like I just did. It's incredibly beautiful. Just I had an opportunity to walk a little bit around the city yesterday, and it's just it grows upwards, doesn't it? You just look up and up through the buildings to the cliffs, and yeah, it's magical here. I'm hoping I have a chance to swim in the sea. I don't know. It looks so inviting. Every time I look at it, I feel like diving in. You know.
After this interview, you can dive
I
right
can
in.
go straight. Actually, I think I have a few more, so I don't know if they'd be happy.
Well, I certainly know why you're here and the character you play. But talk to me about what brings you to the TV festival.
I'm here to represent my show, Vampire Diaries, which I play the villain, Klaus, who is a hybrid, half werewolf, half vampire, best of both worlds. So yes, I'm here to talk about and represent the show.
I'm sure you've been asked this before, but do people, when the fan response to you because you play a villain, what is the fan response? Do people think that you're really a villain in real life, or what is that like when you're off the set?
No, it's the fans have been incredibly accommodating, and I mean the show is pretty popular everywhere. So there's a response everywhere I go now, which has been a little overwhelming in itself. But no, there's not. I don't think they separate me out like that. I think he's. People love to hate Klaus, but now I've had a romantic interest introduced into the show, so I've won a few more hearts with that. So yeah, no, I haven't had anyone quaking in their boots yet.
So talk to me about where Vampire Diaries has left off. First of all, I can't believe you wrapped season three.
Wrapped season 3, yeah.
Okay. Huge stuff going on. So talk to me about where we left off at the end of season three.
Well, for my character, we left. I was overpowered by all the good guys, the Scooby Doo gang, and left desiccated, which basically means sort of trapped within my own body in a coffin, which they were planning to then drop in the Atlantic, and then. Just when you thought I was dead, I was staked through the heart and my body set on fire. Just when you think I'm dead, right at the end of the season, I pop up in the having possessed the body of another character. So I think the beginning of season 4 is going to be all about getting my body back, which means for me as an actor, I may get a little rest at the beginning while someone else does my job for me. You know.
So nice. That'd be nice. I've also read too. I haven't seen the finale, but Elena, there are some interesting.
Yeah, she's a vampire now.
Talk to
Yeah.
me about that. I mean, is that kind of what was your reaction to that receiving that?
You know, I think it's good. I think it's good because we're not The Simpsons, so the show doesn't go back to the beginning, get back to normal at the beginning of every episode. You know, I think it's got to move on, and I admire them for making bold choices like that, changing the main protagonist potentially forever. I think it's a really brave choice, and it goes with all the other sort of big decisions they've made in the show. They're not afraid to kill characters, and they're not afraid to make decisions that will upset the fan base. It's for the good of the show, and it certainly keeps it dramatic and keeps it interesting.
How does something like Vampire Diaries work? Do the writers and do you take feedback, from social media from your fans about where your character should go or where the show might go?
Well, the show's creators, first of all, keep a real strong eye on the show. They scrutinize everything down to the outfits we wear, the lines of dialogue, the storylines, everything. Then there's a team of writers that are assigned different episodes to write, and some of them I think have found my character's voice better than others, and then we're certainly allowed some feedback. Less to do with storylines, although I was begging for a love interest for a long time, but I think they would have probably given that to me eventually anyway. But in terms of dialogue, we're allowed a little more feedback. Me especially because I'm British and I play British in the show. So sometimes I can get away with sort of saying, I wouldn't say that like that. How about if I say it like this, And I've added a few sort of things like my character greets a lot of the time people he's about to kill with terms of affection, which I find pretty creepy. I thought that would be a nice touch, rather than getting angry all the time. So yeah, there's a certain amount of that, and then I couldn't answer how the creators of the show, how much feedback from the fans they take, but certainly before I joined the show. Or after I joined the show, before I aired on the show, before I shot on the show, I joined Twitter, and I was eager to talk to the fans via that medium about what they expected and hoped for from Klaus. You know, what they thought, and then you know, a lot of people's ideas were similar to that of my own. So yeah, we're definitely open to feedback.
Were you a fan of the series of the books, or were you a vampire kind of crazy your?
I was absolutely a fan of the genre. I was a little obsessed with vampires since I was about 8. Yeah, so I read a lot of vampire literature and saw a lot of the films. So really, I had a good grasp of the mythology before I joined the show. But then joining the show, you know, I'd seen odd episodes, so I made a point of catching up on all the ones I had missed, and also reading the first 4 books of the series. In which I think my character features in the 4th one. So I just wanted to make sure. For me, there was a great pressure because the character had been talked about for 10 episodes before he arrived. So I really wanted to do him justice and do the show justice. So it was important to me to look at the books, to look at the show, look at everything every character had ever said about me, so that I could turn up and not be a disappointment to the fans. So that was really my primary concern.
Well, it shows. The fans appreciate that.
Oh, well, thank you.
We're going to wrap you up. So just very quickly, tell me about the movie that you were shooting in.
I shot a movie in Budapest called Open Grave. It's with myself and Sholto Copley, who's the star of District 9, and 4 other actors. And it's 6 people awake in a house with no memory of how they got there, no memory of who they are. And the house is deserted apart from them. The surrounding woods are deserted apart from, there's a lot of bodies strung up on trees and a pit full of bodies. So they all sort of suspect each other, as you can imagine, and slowly through the film piece together the mystery of what's happened and who they are. Kind of a romantic comedy, feel-good summer film, chick flick, you know, that kind of thing, yeah.